Hello, everyone. My name is Caleb Han Blake, and I am going to be your host from Travel Week for this webinar. A destination where golden beaches meet dramatic mountains, charming villages, vibrant culture, and unforgettable experiences, all on one island. Join us for an exclusive webinar and discover why Gran Canaria is known as the miniature continent and continues to inspire travelers from around the world. Whether your clients are looking for relaxation, outdoor adventures, authentic local culture, or world-class gastronomy, Gran Canaria offers unforgettable experiences for every travel style. Before I hand it over, we have a bit of housekeeping. We do have a prize today. You have a chance to win a $50 gift card. In order to qualify, you do have to stay until the end of the webinar, which won't be more than about an hour. We are going to be answering all of your questions at the end of the session. If you do have a question, pop it in the Q&A box and we will go through them after the presentation is done. So I would like to introduce Pedro Perez. He is the United States and Canada delegate. Thank you so much for being here and take it away whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much for the presentation. It is an honor to be here with you today. And today, my goal is to share with you why Gran Canaria is Europe's best kept secret, okay, and your next go to European destination. For a lot of the first timers, I like to go over the island of Gran Canaria and why it is such a great destination and a hidden gem in Europe. First, we enjoy a great quality of life, perfect weather year round, and we have a combination of mountain, beaches, and a lively cosmopolitan ambience as well. We're connected to 150 destinations worldwide, and we just announced two direct flights between Canada and Gran Canaria. These will be um, operated by Air Transat, and they're gonna start in December. So they're gonna come from Toronto and Montreal twice a week, which is excellent for Canadian travelers. And just in general, about the infrastructure, Gran Canaria actually is has an international airport. All of the Canary Islands have international airports. For those who don't know, the Canary Islands are 8 islands in Western Africa. Although we are Spanish and part of the European Union, our geographical location is quite interesting. So we are around 2,700 kilometers of the coast of Spain and around 40 to 50 kilometers of the coast of Africa. So this destination is great if you are doing any sort of itinerary in Southern Europe. Maybe you can connect it to Morocco or the Azores or Madeira, for example, which is in the region as well. This is the distance between the east coast of the US and some of the most known destinations in Europe. And as you can see, the Gran Canaria is actually very close. And the best route from North America would be to go to Barcelona or Madrid and hop on one of the 10 daily flights from each of these important cities of Spain. Uh, Also, our cruise activity is pretty extensive. We are the third most visited cruise port in Spain, and we welcome around 500,000 visitors every year. Also, there is something very interesting about the Canary Islands, and this is that we have a commitment to sustainability. So, for example, 40% of the island is a natural reserve, having a UNESCO World Heritage Site and being a Starlight certified destination. All of this means that in the island you can enjoy a big array of activities, from stargazing to bird watching to water activities, hiking, trekking. Everything you can think of, you can find in our miniature continent. So, looking at the island itself, it is of volcanic origin and it has a nearly perfect round shape. The island's highest point reaches almost 7,000 feet. And one of our favorite sayings in the island is that you can experience two worlds in 2 hours. So, for example, on Sunday, I love going for a walk in the beach and then having some breakfast. And as I approach lunchtime, I can already be going on my way to the mountains. And in less than an hour, I'm gonna be able to enjoy pretty dramatic landscape changes, which is a lot of the offering of Gran Canaria is having a lot of picturesque towns, lively cities, beautiful valleys, natural swimming pools, all in one island, so that you can experience different, um, well, adventures in a small location. And another key um, fact about the interest for Canadian travelers, especially, is that in Gran Canaria, our high season actually is in the winter time, because a lot of the travelers from colder countries like Norway, North Europe, Germany, and Great Britain, they tend to come in the winter time. So if you were to want to visit Gran Canaria in the low season, perhaps a good month would be between May, before the summer. But yeah, we have basically a higher season which starts in October and ends in February, and then the the low season starts in around March and ends all the way um, in September. So this is a few pictures of our beautiful island. On the left, you can see a natural reserve. This is actually the Maspalomas Dunes, which is next to the hotel area, which is in the south of the island. In the middle, you can see, lush forests, beautiful flowers up in the mountains. Again, this is just 1 hour away from each other. And on the right, you can see our iconic dragon tail. This is in the northwest part of Gran Canaria, in a town called Agaete, which ranked first at best tourism village by United Nations 2025. Also, Gran Canaria has a unique lifestyle, and we have our own cultural expressions. So, because of the geographical location, we have been a place of interest for many empires across the centuries. And what you're seeing on the left is the Columbus Museum. The Canary Islands were the last place where Columbus departed before his trips to America. So that is pretty interesting. This is in the capital city. In the center, we have our famous painted cave. The aboriginal inhabitants of the Canary Islands came from North Africa. So up to 99% of the DNA still goes back to this ethnicity in North Africa. And this is just an example of a digged up village that we found, and you can visit it in the town of Galdar. And in the right, you can see our carnival festivities, which are reminiscent of our carnival of our Brazilian tradition and influence. Gran Canaria is also a golfing paradise with 5 golf courses scattered in just across the island and just 15 to 20 minutes from each other. And being close to Africa, we are place of a lot of um, bird migration that comes from Africa and travels through Atlantic, and they make stops in Gran Canaria. So it's a great place for bird enthusiasts. Again, going back to the stargazing, we enjoy a 9.7 out of 10 ranking or quality of stars. And NASA has its biggest telescope in the island of La Palma, which is one of the 8 Canary Islands. Also, we have Risco Caído in Artenara. It's a must-see visitors. This is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Also, the gastronomy is quite, it's been influenced by a lot of cultures. So we have influence from Africa, Caribbean influence, and a lot of influence from countries in South America. Our actually our vineyards are quite excellent and awarded internationally because of the volcanic soil of the Canary Islands and the high altitude. The grapes have a nice flavor and distinct taste. And also we were ranked first in the World Cheese Award last year, and Canary Island cheeses are known internationally, and we invite you to try them when you visit the island. Going back to the activities that we can enjoy, again, we have several events, especially for biking enthusiasts, as well as for hiking and trekking enthusiasts. We have the Trans Gran Canaria, which is close to an Ironman that goes all around the island. And then we have, again, many bike events throughout the year to support the biking community. For those who are interested in rally, this is driving cars in the mountains. We hosted the World Cup for rally in Gran Canaria last year. So again, an island where a lot is happening all the time. There is a lot of investments from the government and public entities into entertainment, not only for the locals but for the visitors as well. And and now going over the accommodation, in Gran Canaria, we have exclusive boutique hotels, natural paradores or rural houses in the mountains, villas for groups. So you can really find an accommodation to suit all budgets, really. And I wanted to left one of my favorite pieces, which is the capital of the island, here in Sant Anna's Cathedral. I recommend that you walk around the old town, which is full of beautiful architecture. There is a gastronomy market where you can try local delicacies, and we actually have one of the biggest and nicest urban beaches in Spain, which is Playa de las Canteras, and there you can mix with the locals. There's a lot of visitors there too, and it's a perfect place to check out if you're in the capital. So this has been the information that I wanted to share. I would love to see if there's any questions, and also I had a video here before the questions. So I'm just gonna play it, and I'll see you in a minute. Okay, very good.
Thank you so much, Pedro, for that wonderful presentation. We do have a couple of questions here, so we'll get started with those. The first one is from Lena. Are there any all-inclusive hotels?
Yes, there are all-inclusive hotels. My suggestion would be Paradisus by Meliá Hotels. It's beautiful property, Michelin star, just operating the kitchen, great real estate is my go-to for sure.
Perfect, thank you. Next question is from Chandra. What makes Gran Canaria different from the other Canary Islands?
I would say in Gran Canaria, you have elements from all the Canary Islands. You have city, sand dunes, and pebble beaches, natural swimming pools. Um, but all Canary Islands are very different from each other. I'll just leave you with an interesting fact. The islands were formed millions of years apart, so that this and through time and erosion, the landscapes have changed dramatically from each other. So when you come to the islands, if you can come for 10 days and visit two islands, that would be fantastic. My suggestion as go-to, as a nice contrast to Gran Canaria, would be the island of Lanzarote. It adds a lot of contrast to the trip. But in Gran Canaria, I would say you can find elements that other islands, that other islands have, and not necessarily you can find, a lot of development or malls or casinos in the smaller islands. So I would say that's the main differentiator.
Wonderful. Next question is from Pam. We are stopping at Gran Canaria on a cruise. What would be the top three things to do while on the island? Also, I read that it is easy to rent a car and tour the island. Do you recommend this?
Yes, I absolutely recommend renting a car and tour the island. If you have the full day, I would make sure you see the Maspalomas dunes, which are around 20 miles driving, around 40 minutes. And if you have more time, I would suggest you also go to the center of the island, to the mountains. It's easily done in perhaps 6, 7 hours, and you have a fantastic 1 day itinerary.
Perfect. Next question. What time of year would you recommend visiting Gran Canaria and why?
Mhm. And the winter time is always very nice because if you're escaping from a little bit of harsh winter places, the average temperature here is going to be 25 Celsius, 75 Fahrenheit, more or less. So it's just fresh air, sunny days, go to the beach, enjoy summertime, any moment of the year, I would say.
Sounds great to beat the Canadian winters.
Yes.
Next question is, what are the top three experiences that every first-time visitor should have in Gran Canaria?
Mhm. Definitely, I would group them into gastronomy, culture, and nature. So, nature could mean doing a hike, going to the several viewpoints that we have on our website on grancanaria.com. You can find the hot sightseeing spots, viewpoints, recommendations for accommodation as well. And so I would say nature, go to the ocean, check out natural swimming pools, these sort of things. You can also rent, boat activities as well. Then immerse yourself in the culture. The Canarians are Spanish, and we have a very rich culture. And because we've been isolated for so long, we've developed our own ramification of Spanish culture with a Caribbean touch. So go to listen to live music, to bands that play Canarian instrument, timple, which is a guitar of 4 strings. That would be a nice suggestion. Go to the opera, something like this, or go to a 0 kilometer market, which is where they produce and offer the products from the locals. So there is all of these events. So I would say it's a gastronomy, culture, and nature leisure destination.
Sounds wonderful. Next question is from Richard. If you want to do a split stay, are there ferries or flights to the other Canary Islands?
Yes, there are ferries connecting all Canary Islands. The ferries actually allow for cars to be brought on, so they're very comfortable. They have, all sorts of amenities, and they can take around 90 minutes between islands and are quite inexpensive. There are also airports in all the Canary Islands, and there are flights connecting all of them in around 40 minutes. Binter is actually a regional airline that operates all the Canary Islands and part of Europe, and they do a great job. And it's good to support the enterprises locally.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, it looks like that is the end of the questions we have here. You will get a copy of this and Pedro's information. So if you have any questions that pop up after, feel free to reach out. Thank you so much again, Pedro. Thank you everyone for being here. And we will see you next time. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye,
Thank you.
everyone.